Hello everyone. Welcome back to Ul'dah and the frame of play and the mode of story. Alphino needs help with something. Still waiting for word from Sid on an airship that can get us where we need to go to deal with dragon problems. But in the meantime, Alphino would know how things stand at the Rising Stones. Still no word from Master Garland. I hope this mana cutter of theirs is nearing completion. Oh, hello. I am assured that Her Grace will make a full recovery. Aye, and Ul'dah too shall flourish once more. General Ralbond and his colleagues have matters well in hand, I believe. Lady Yuguri, a question, if I may. I believe your people have been keeping a close watch on the Crystal Braves. Might you know how things stand at the Rising Stones? Yes, of course. You will be pleased to know that the 3rd Unit Braves abandoned Revenant's Toll when they learned of Captain Ilbert's defeat. The only blue uniforms to be seen there now are those worn by soldiers loyal to you, Master Alphino. To me? I see. I'm grateful to hear that at least some of our members were true to their oaths. Ere we return to Ishgard, I must go to the Rising Stones and thank these stalwarts for their service. It shall be my final act as Crystal Brave Commander. Will you join me, Derman? You were there at the company's inception. 'Tis only fitting that you be present at its end. And I would appreciate the support. Oh, you got it, bud. Humility looks good on you. I'm enjoying hanging out with you more. All right. To the Rising Stones! Commander, you're alive! And Derman too. I knew you'd scrape through. My splendid Crystal Braves, I have wronged you, all of you. My promises of glory and salvation have brought you naught but blood and betrayal. Bah, you'll not hear us complaining. 'Twas a sight messier than expected, aye, but we was still fighting for the freedom of all, just like we swore. Ain't that right, mates? Aye. You humble me. I am truly blessed to have such steadfast comrades. It's with the most profound regret, then, that I must... That's enough of that, Commander. We know what you have a mind to say, and we ain't having none of it. We've talked it over, see? And we're all agreed. You can take our uniforms and strip us of our ranks, but we won't be no less of a company. But the Crystal Braves... The Crystal Braves may be finished, but the ideals upon which the company was founded live on. They bind us to each other, and to you. Commander? Alphino. Our minds are made up, so you may as well get used to it. Let us help the Scions. Let us help you find Menphilia and the others. My friends, after all that has happened, I know not what to say. Proud of you, bud. Let's check in with all of you. You all seem like, I know we've definitely interacted with most all of you at least once, but since you're actually sticking around and being cool, it seems like your names are worth remembering. Also, we've still got a lot of the Doman folks here still. Hey, Hozon. I sent Shinobi to spy upon the Brass Blades, and it would seem that Ida and Papalimo's resistance accounted for a sizable number of the company's soldiers. All we know for certain, however, is that our friends' corpses were not found amongst the bodies they left behind. Good to know. Good to know. It's a good start to the search. First things first, we must needs put the Rising Stones in order. We cannot have the Archons return to find their headquarters such a shambles. Ah, sweethearts. We must repair this damage if our minds are to focus. Now, where to begin? That's as good a place as any. This is a mess. I feel blessed to have witnessed such a display of camaraderie. Me too, actually. Good folks around here. FME, I don't think I've hung out with you a lot. Derman Durrami. I joined the Crystal Braves in the hopes of following in your footsteps, and I do not regret the decision, not even for a moment. Glad to hear it. If we scrutinize the Scion's records, they should provide us with likely locations to which the missing Archons might have fled. Put your mind at ease. It is for work just such as this that we've been trained. What good folks we've got. We'll find the missing Scions, I promise you. Between us and the immortal flames, no stone in Eorzea will be left unturned. I don't know if you know, but during that goddamned feast, Flamin got ambushed by some third unit curs over in Limsa. I'm told she danced free of their noose, though. Ain't heard nothing since, but my guess is she's lying low somewhere in the port. Hadn't even realized she was still missing. Yeah, we should find everybody. Pray, excuse me. I'd thought my tears spent. My grandfather used to say that one could measure a man by the constancy of his comrades. Maybe I am the exception which proves the rule. Nay, do not protest. I know that I'm not worthy of their loyalty, Derman. But as Thaliak is my witness, I shall do everything in my power to earn it. See, now Alphino is turning into a dude that I legit like. Alphino has matters to attend to at the Rising Stones. I must speak of future plans with the remaining Braves. Any information we uncover on the missing Scions will need to be shared with our allies across the realm, specifically Urianger in the Waking Sands and Tataru in Ishgard. While we're organizing our various channels of communication, I would ask that you call upon Master Garland at the manufactory. I'll join you in Ishgard as soon as I'm able. Ah yes, let's check up on the progress with the airships, the tiny ones. To Ishgard! To the manufactory, specifically. Sid, how's it going? Progress report? Derman, how in the seven hells do you do it? I was just about to send for you. We've but this moment completed the Manicutter's first successful test flight. A few minor adjustments and she'll be ready to go. While we see to the finishing touches, you might want to pay a visit to Forton Manor. A dragoon by the name of Estinian was looking for you. Ah, okay, let's see what the pointy and grumpy one wants. Well, hello to you, tall and grouchy. You fulfilled your obligations to the Aldans, then? Mistress Tataru has been keeping me apprised of the situation. Once I learned that these Manicutters of Master Garland's were nearing completion, I saw no reason to tarry in the mists. For the present, Nidhogg seems content to remain in the Aery, plotting his revenge. Might not this be an apt moment to unfold our plans to Sir Emmerich? I think we've kept him in the dark long enough. Hey, you don't need to give me any additional excuses to go check in with Mr. Emmerich. I will never object to hearing more of that voice. Unless I have to do it. But only because I can't imitate it. Sir Emmerich's been eager to speak with you. Pray proceed.
All stands ready, Lord Commander.
Ah, the moment has come then.
Pray excuse my lateness. I paid a brief visit to the workshop to inquire about the Manicutters. The engineers assure me that they're ready.
The Aery is now but a short flight away. Yet what a long and winding path we took to reach this point.
That's just kind of how it goes in this game.
Were it not for Master Alphino's proposal, we never would have attempted to parley with the dragons. Though our negotiations yielded little, our expedition with Lady Isar taught us much.
You took an unimaginable risk. I could scarce believe the tale Estinian told.
Aye, 'tis true that many of our countrymen would sooner die than join hands with the heretic's mistress. But 'twas through that most unlikely of alliances that we came to speak with Hraesvelgr.
A conversation that went rather poorly, as I recall.
In this instance, the journey was more important than the destination. Had we not slain Nidhogg's consort, Tiaman, and put the Great Worm on his guard, the Dravanians would have arrived at Ishgard's walls long ago.
Aye, that they would. Full grateful am I for every hour of respite your actions have afforded us. Thanks to you, our defenses are much improved. 'Tis but a pity they won't be enough.
Thus, you believe an assault upon the Aery represents the city's best chance of survival. Is that not so, Estinian?
I am under no illusions. Nidhogg's might is legendary. But with his eye in my possession, I can stifle his strength at the source. Victory will be hard won, even so. And I shall be glad indeed to have the Warrior of Light at my side.
You shall have my blade as well. There are more of these mana cutters to be had, yes?
Lord Commander, no!
How can I, a proud knight of Ishgard, stand by and do naught while an outsider risks life and limb for our homeland? I swore an oath to protect this city.
Pray leave the slaying of dragons to dragoons, Sir Knight. Your duty to command the city's defense is no less vital. Should we fail, and Nidhogg slip through our grasp, who then will hold the walls against him? Will you leave Ishgard in the hands of the Holy Sea's zealots?
There are others.
Who but you has the authority and the standing to orchestrate a city-wide defense? I do not, and neither does the Warrior of Light. That is why it is our place to fight, and yours to remain here, Lord Commander. What? You too, Master Alphino? By the Fury! You have shown some promise, but this adversary is far beyond your skills.
Your candor is appreciated, Sir Dragoon. I shall remain then and cheer you from afar.
Well, my friend, it would seem I have discouraged the last of the volunteers, and claimed the task as ours alone. But if any alive can best this worm, 'tis surely we too.
You said it, Azure Dragoon number 2. It is kind of an interesting little graphical glitch that's been happening for a while in this playthrough, honestly. I'm not really sure what's happened. Just where very occasionally in cutscenes, for like a frame, you'll see all the characters and maybe some set dressing disappear and then come back the next frame. No idea what's causing that. It's just been happening in the game for me for months. Didn't always. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Hello. I've pricked Master Alphinode's pride, I fear. But had I been less forceful, the boy would have insisted on accompanying us to the Aery. Do not think me blind to his talent. With a few more campaigns under his belt, I've no doubt that Alphino will make a fine field commander. But one does not practice on an adversary such as Nidhogg. We shall be hard-pressed enough without the added worry of carrying a novice. You make a fine point, I begrudgingly admit. Estinian is eager to set forth for the Aery. We've tarried long enough. Let us call upon Master Garland and take possession of the Mana Cutters. Nope, it's pronounced ask politely. Goodness, we need to work on you. A whole city full of stuck-up posh nobility, and you didn't learn basic manners. What's wrong with you? The moment is at hand, Warrior of Light. I guess you were rarely here. Oh, I guarantee you won't find any loose rivets. We triple-checked. These little beauties are our pride and joy, and now they're yours, so, be careful with them, huh? I will do my best. Durman, old friend, the cutters are ready when you are. The finer adjustments cost us a few sleepless nights, but we got there in the end. Which means you can get where you need to go. I tell you, these little beauties will tear through that wind barrier like a cermet drill through cottage cheese. And that, my friends, is a Garland Ironworks guarantee. You have our thanks. Come, warrior of light. The dread worm awaits. Can't get you in frame, but thank you. Oh, we're going to the Aery. It's time for our next dungeon. And a good one. All right, I must assemble a team. Give me a moment. All right, crew assembled. Today's party, we've got Keyboard Cat as our tank, Macho Nachos playing a machinist, which feels appropriate for Heavensward, and Selena playing an astrologian, also appropriate for Heavensward. Keyboard Cat's a paladin, by the way, and I remain a dragoon. So, let's get in there to the Aery. Sensing the death of his consort, a wary Nidhogg has surrounded his lair with a wall of tempestuous winds. After calling upon the assistance of Cid and his ingenious engineers, however, you and Destinian are now ready to breach this howling barrier on the wings of their latest airship prototype, the Mana Cutter. Join the Azure Dragoon on this, the greatest of worm hunts, and mount a direct assault upon the Aery. Only with the death of Nidhogg can you ensure the preservation of Ishgard, and bring an end to the Dragon Song War. Let's go! Wicked mortals, I shall melt your flesh and turn your bones to ash. Shame I can't really replicate a good booming dragon voice. Oh well. I really like the design on these little ships. Welcome to the Aery, everyone. We are here with our squad. And we are dressed for success. All right. Let's do the Aery, everybody. Enjoy the purple. Now that is one glowy sword and shield on that keyboard cat. I don't know where you get it, but I have a suspicion it involved an incredible amount of grinding. So, kudos and sympathies both. Really nice color palette in here. Floating orange rocks, the purple, the dark rock. Hey, here we go, first boss, Rangda. A mostly straightforward one. There will be an add or two, there will be some moves that damage everybody. There is one particular attack we need to watch out for, though. And defending against it will involve these little structures on the outside of the space. At some point, you'll see one of us targeted with, like, well, a little target symbol, but we'll get attacked with a beam of a sort shortly after. And when that happens, we're going to be wanting to stand next to one of these things because they're kind of ground us in a way. Oh, there. Macho Nachos is being attacked. Or will be shortly. And I don't think they got to one fast enough. That's okay. This is a strong group. We're burning through this boss real fast. And that's with my subpar distracted damage output. Ouch. There we go. We wins. One boss down. Now into the Aery exterior, and for a bit of a drop. Now you'd think this would hurt us. It doesn't though. When they make you drop a long way in a dungeon, they just make it not hurt. Which sometimes looks very silly, but I still enjoy it. A terrible dragon appears before you. And it's gonna do an attack on the stretch here, but as you can see, it barely hurts at all. Now there's a slumbering dragon or two along this way, which we can just kind of bypass by just moving along and not fighting near them for too lengthy a time. We'll just let them snooze and wake up to quite a surprise when they're about the only dragons left in here later. Which doesn't sound much kinder now that I say it out loud. And we are now coming up on our second boss of the dungeon. Gyaskutas, I think. Gyaskutas? I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Now the mechanics with this one is every now and then, dragon, whose name is difficult to say, will belch out these little poison gusts of air here. Eventually, an ad is going to come in that's going to start, there you are, mustard gas, is going to start absorbing those things. And with each one it absorbs, it gets stronger, and eventually becomes a bit of an issue. We wanted to absorb some of them, because eventually these gusts of gas are going to get drawn back into the boss and make the boss stronger. But we don't want the ad to get too ridiculously OP either. So we'll let it get about that big, and then we'll go ahead and finish off the little ad here, so it doesn't become too big of a threat itself. But the boss also doesn't get too powered up. Not that I think it's going to matter a whole ton. We seem to have a pretty strong party going here. And story dungeons, on the whole, are fairly forgiving. And here we go just about. Yes. 2 down. The path to Nidhogg is open. And a little hazardous, but that's fine. So knowing what we do now, a lot of these dragons that look a little bit more humanoid that we've encountered everywhere, walking on 2 legs and all that, make a bit more sense, don't they? We're in the home stretch. Jeez, that's a lot of dragons. All right, we're through. That's me winning some of the rolls on loot. Oh, it's fight time. Oh. I really do love that emote. I will enfeeble the worm with the eye. You must strike while he's weak. All right, it's a plan. Imputed mortal, thou wouldst use mine own eye against me. Do you say anything while you're just here? No, not right now. I guess it's not the time, huh? Tremble at my fury. We're not going to want to stand in those fireballs, obviously. Also not going to want to stand in the danger puddles they make. Two good places to not stand. Now, Selena's being targeted, which is not great, because now Selena's trapped, and we need to get Selena out, because Selena's our healer. And what's bad for Selena is ultimately bad for us. I love how relatively calm the music is in this one. My patience for your incessant struggling doth falter. Succumb now to the might of the... Hang on, lost my place. Might of a great worm. Such unthinkable power. I must use the eye to shield us. Protect me whilst I draw forth its strength. Attend me, my kindred. Slay these treacherous children of man. I'm not fighting very good while I read. I guess that's my party's problem. And they could win this without me. Let's be very honest about that. I could be spending this entire fight floor tanking like Dragoons do, and they'd be fine. Uh-oh. Gotta take this one out. Vengeance! Whoop. Let's take cover. 'Tis done. I'm prepared. My rage will consume you! If we were standing outside the bubble, we'd have died. So you want to stand in the bubble. There we go. I really like how Dermon's animation now kind of better reflects the mood of the moment on the victory screen instead of just doing his little yay every time. Cute though the yays were. Good job, everyone. You all did great. Thank you very, very much for the help. Macho Nachos, Keyboard Cat, and Selena, thank you so much for joining. You are all great. You did, frankly, too good. You're all you're all very good at what you do. Okay, let's keep this story going. Thou wouldst use mine own eye against me. Time hath done naught to dilute thy kind's depravity. I have not forgotten thee, Dragoon. Mine essence claimed thee once, and shall do so again.
No, worm! This ends here! gifted my people 1,000 years of suffering. Now I gift you an eternity in darkness.
They are ours, Lord Eldrath. The eyes of Nidhogg.
Aye. The worm lies broken and my father is avenged. With the wellspring of his vitality thus denied him, Nidhogg shall not linger long in this world. But behold the terrible price we have paid. My sire is dead. So many brother knights slain. We traded our honor for the strength which now courses in our veins. And still we are forced to make such sacrifice.
But not in vain, my lord. Hraesvelgr is the only great worm left in Dravania, and he dares not leave his lair. With Nidhogg's eyes in your possession, who now can challenge the might of Ishgard, ascend the throne, and take your rightful place as the ruler of our people?
Nay, my friend. I must forsake the mantle of king. Though Nidhogg be defeated, his wormling horde yet darkens the skies with wings beyond counting. As one who partook of Ratatoska's strength, it shall be my penance to bear a knight's arms until death grants me leave to retire. When that day comes, no prince shall perish, but a hell's-bound hunter of dragons.
But Lord Haldrath, what then shall become of the royal line?
Think of your people, my lord. Without a king, who will the common man turn to in his hour of need? How will he find his way without your benevolent hand to guide him?
I thank you, Sir Flavian and Sir Silvertrill, for dispelling my remaining doubts. With men of such wisdom and compassion in service to the realm, 'tis plain that Ishgard has no need of a king. But if you must bow to the demands of tradition, you need look no further than yourselves for one worthy to wear the crown. Fare thee well, my brother knights, my loyal friends. On these shoulders shall I bear the weight of my father's sins. With this lance shall I repay the debt accrued through our misdeeds.
What cruel jest has fate played upon us? Have we seized this desperate victory only to lose a king?
We can but act as our Lord has bid. We few who remain must divide between us the rulership of Ishgard and her people.
Not I. My oath was to Lord Haldrath, and he alone. If he is not to be king, then I would hang up my shield as well.
Will you abandon us too, sir?
I would wash my hands of blood and betrayal, and take up an honest trade. Mayhap I shall serve ale instead of sharpened steel.
We four, then.
Forton, Hylanat, Dirander, and Zemail. But 4 houses to rule all of Ishgard.
And what of the throne?
We keep it empty. Until the day a king rises once more, we must assume the role of stewards. We shall shape our nation anew with a history of our own making, and let the truth of this dark day die here, upon the battlefield.
What ails you, friend? Are you wounded? You have borne witness to history. To the culmination of the first battle with Nidhogg. The legend of Ishgard's founding tells that our ancestors were led to the land of Kurthus by the valiant King Thordan. In the midst of their journey, they came to a wide chasm, where they were set upon by a great worm, Nidhogg. A furious battle then ensued, with Thordan leading the van. Though the brave king was slain defending his people, his son, Haldrath, the first Azure Dragoon, fought on undaunted. And with a mighty thrust of his lance, he gouged out Nidhogg's eye, forcing the wicked creature into retreat. Thus, did this eldritch orb become a sacred treasure of Ishgard, lending its power to every knight deemed worthy to bear the title of Azure Dragoon. A rousing tale, is it not? Would that I could still believe it. But your vision, which we must accept as immutable truth, leaves no room for doubt. Save on one point. If Haldrath took both of Nidhogg's eyes, then how came this eye to be lodged in the worm's skull?
Creepier than the crystals I usually collect, but I guess.
Beneath every answer we unearth, another question lies buried. 'Twas a fierce battle, but one I knew we would win. Your fame is well deserved, warrior of light. Full proud am I to have fought at your side. I would fain return with all swiftness to Ishgard to inform the Lord Commander of our triumph. But we must first have words with Hraesvelgr. There are parts of this tale that the worm has kept from us, and I would know wherefore.
Alright, but like no killing this one. I really don't feel like... Do you want to change before we go? This is not going to create a good first impression. Though Nidhogg is fallen, my heart is yet heavy. And this stain of corruption pleases me not. When all's been put to rest, I must needs forge my armor anew. At the very least. Estinian would know the origin of Nidhogg's mysterious eye. With Nidhogg fallen, none save Hraesvelgr remains to answer our questions. Let us trouble the worm again. And if Iceheart yet lingers at Zenith, all the better. I would have her hear the truth from the dragon's maw. Okay, I'll meet you there. Boy, I miss flying. We'll get it back eventually. So, how we doing? Good to see you again. She's scarce moved since last we parted. Hraesvelgr's confession will soon shake her from her stupor. Yeah, we'll see. 'Twas you, was it not? The furious screams of the dragons carried far. You have slain Nidhogg. What more could you desire from this place? Will you not allow Hraesvelgr to mourn the death of his kin in peace? Spare us your sanctimonious judgment, Ice Maiden. We have a gift for the Great Worm, and a mystery that can no longer lie buried. Lady Iceheart, the Dragonsong War has all but consumed your life and claimed many of your followers. 'Tis time you learned the truth of its beginning, the whole truth, that we may at last bring this bitter conflict to an end. Sound the horn, Warrior of Light. Impenitent mortals, ever seeking to bury old wrongs under the new. I did sense the moment of Nidhogg's demise.
You mean the moment I prized your eye from his head?
Twould seem thou hast uncovered my secret. Aye, unto the blinded Nidhogg did I yield one half of my strength. Boy, I've been getting these a lot lately. Nidhogg, what hath befallen thee? We are undone by covetous mortals. They did take Ratatoska's eyes, and glut their appetites upon her essence. She is slain, then. What madness hath unmade our peaceful accord? Did I not warn thee, brood brother? They have ever been untrustworthy creatures, these short-lived Elazin. I feel like I should have come better prepared with dragon voices. Oh well. But thou wert enchanted by thy mortal maid. Thy folly hath cast Ratatoska her life, and me mine eyes. Oh, my beloved Shiva, how swiftly are thy kin made bestial by their appetites. Pray, Svelger, 'twas thy blindness that did invite disaster into our lands. Surrender thee and I to me, and let that be thy penance. Nidhogg. They bested me once, but I was reckless. I shall need but a single eye to inflict enduring torment upon these traitors and every child of their line. Yield to me thy strength, brood brother. My vengeance is begun. Thou hast borne witness to a scene from my past.
It was yours. Your strength that sustained Nidhogg all these years.
Would that Haldreth had dealt the worm a killing blow.
When my brood brother did appear before me, bloody and blinded, his life was all but spent. He demanded half my vigor, that he might exact his revenge upon the mortals who had wronged us.
And so you acquiesced. You surrendered your eye to Nidhogg, knowing full well the suffering he would inflict.
The peace my beloved so dearly desired had been shattered by her own kin. Their treachery claimed my brood sister's life and my brood brother's reason. Thinkest thou thy fits of indignation will move me to remorse? Go, mortals. Take your unruly passions and leave this place. Your presence here spelleth naught but misery. Were it not for Shiva's soothing embrace, I'd slay you where you stand. Woe betide you should the bond we share ever weaken. I still can't help but feel that our diplomacy has not gone well. Our strategy is lacking. Team, anyone have any ideas? There are no wrong answers. And thus did betrayal beget unending vengeance. You know what? We will continue this one next time. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you on Wednesday for some more Heavensward. Do take care, all of you, and goodbye.